Hey, welcome guys to the newest episode of Gaming for Fools, Halloween special, featuring myself, Pliskin, and my co-host, Eric. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the special, huh?
So, I just wanted to talk about the newest release game that came out recently. You're a big Metroid fan, Nintendo fan, just like good games in general. Metroid Dread just came out recently, and I have been like cracking out on the game so far. There's not a lot of like Switch games that I've been playing besides like I guess Smash, and I have the Mario 64, the 3D Mario collection that had like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy, which I need to get around to playing it. But so far my Nintendo Switch has been like collecting dust like crazy. There's like nothing for me to play on there. But Metroid Dread came out recently, and I haven't played much of the Metroid games besides like Prime 3 and Super Metroid back in the Super Nintendo. It was like Super Nintendo or NES, one of those two. I think it was Super Nintendo. So yeah, I wanted to get back into the universe of it and wanted to see what Dread was about, because it's back to, it's not a 3D it's not like some of the old like the newer Metroid where it was like 3D. This was like the classic
2D.
size, yeah, 2D, going back to 2D.
Side scroller, right?
Yeah, exactly. And oh my god, in love with it. I did not. I only watched the initial launch trailer of it, and because I didn't really want to watch too much of the gameplay. I just remember watching the initial trailer and being like, okay, I'm sold. I'm definitely gonna buy this, and the game comes out, and this game is a fucking horror game. Without spoiling much of it, or spoiling anything about it, it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 2, or just like those games where like you're being chased by someone and there's nothing that you can do about it, like until later in the game, but there's nothing you can do about it besides just run. And with how much movement you have in this game, with like wall jumping, sliding, going through little corners to like juke it.
Love a corner.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the time it's just you're trying to like outsmart the person while also trying to get to your destination by getting through them. And there's a lot of like new equipment that you get to like try to like dodge and not be seen. But it's very intense. It's very like like a bunch of action, but it's super terrifying. And even in the game when you're being chased by this thing, the game even tells you like cause you could press the Y button, and if like when the person when this thing grabs you, you have a 1% chance of hitting it to like escape. 99%.
Oh my god.
Now 99% of the time you get grabbed, you die. But if you hit that 1%, you can escape them. So a majority of the time, like you're just trying to juke this thing, and it's the game's a lot of fun. I think I'm like halfway through it yet. I'm probably gonna play it more once I get back, but the game's been getting like high reviews, and from what I'm playing, I super agree with that. This is definitely like my favorite game that I played in a minute for this year.
Oh,
for sure. Yeah, it's that good. I didn't expect it to be this good. I think it's really that good.
So you would put it like in your Game of the Year list?
Yeah.
Oh
you're
wow.
Free.
God damn.
Easily.
God.
Without a doubt. If it's not, it's like at least top 3 at minimum for this year.
God damn.
Yeah.
For the month of October, I started this month playing The Evil Within 2, published by Bethesda, and the game is incredible. It runs so well at 60 FPS. The premise of the game is that you're playing a character inside a sociopath's mind. So what that means is that you think you're in a place, but you're really not. So you go in the house and you go into the bedroom, and the whole building will transform into something else. And so that makes it so every entry to a door or a house or anything, really, you never know what to expect. You're always on edge, and you're in the mind of a sociopath, so anything and everything happens.
Just the concept alone, I love that.
It's genius, and I'm on edge every fucking minute playing that game, because the game is so unpredictable when it comes to like the layouts, the presentation, the cutscenes. I just never know what to expect, and just besides that, aspect alone, it's worth buying. But the game is directed by the guy who directed RE4. So the same director. So similar gameplay, similar premise, but what they add here is stealth, and so they give you more options to play. So they give you stealth mechanics, over the corner grabs, kills. You could lay down smoke traps, and you could kill an entire group of enemies with one smoke bomb if you have certain skills. So it varies gameplay as opposed to like RE4, 5, and 6. So it's more varied. It's got great mechanics. The guns feel great, unlike they do in RE4, 5, 6, and probably 8. There's no tank control. It's all modernized, third person.
Okay.
So you've got your typical pistols, shotguns, sniper rifles, ARs. But the best weapon in the game, I think, is a crossbow. And you could fit the crossbow with different kind of arrows, like explosive arrows, frozen, electrical, smoke, or regular harpoon ones. And if you max it out, it gets engulfed in flames.
Oh, that's sick.
And one of the main enemies in that game is weak to flames. So that's like the first thing I maxed out. And so it's just, there's so much going on here.
Is it one of those games where it's a lot of the enemies you're fighting as zombies, or what kind of enemies are they?
They're zombie type enemies. They're not classified as zombies in this game, but they might as well, for all intents and purposes, they might as well.
Okay.
But they're presented slightly differently. They're more aggressive, so you'll see them just beating bodies. The guy's fucking clearly dead, but he's like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr."
Okay.
And it's just, these guys will collect bodies around the town, and they'll throw it into a pile. And so you'll just see one dragging up a body, just one of the zombies, into the pile, and you'll see them, doing all kinds of things. There are all kinds of enemies in this game. One of the higher tier enemies, one of the ones I find the most terrifying. It's like a Karen became like zombified. Like she's a white zombie in a white dress with a knife. The first time I encountered her was in a car garage. So I sneak up behind her. I do the stealth kill, and with every enemy, that's a one-hit kill. Okay. Not her. She just got up and she like flailed the fucking knife around, and I screamed.
Is it rare?
She's pretty common.
Oh,
she's common. And she
okay.
takes a lot of damage. And so she turned around, flailed the fucking knife, and she doesn't just walk towards you. She like sprinted and with the knife, and I fucking screamed like a bitch. The point is, the game is fucking great. You gotta fucking play it if you haven't already. It's underrated.
Evil Within 1 is the same concept, right? Where it's a serial killer and you're inside like a dream of that.
You're inside a serial killer's mind. Same concept, just different story.
The concept alone, I'm like interested.
It just plays like a modern Resident Evil with even more mechanics, like stealth, crafting. There's mini games. There's RPG elements like skills. You could customize the weapons, like I said. And in 2, they add even more. They add side missions. They add mini games and more. So you fucking play that series, man.
How far are you into the game?
I'm near the end. I think I'm like 2 or 3 chapters away from beating the game.
Oh, sick. You gonna play more of it tonight or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. At what Twitch channel?
Twitch.tv/PliskinPlays.
What was that again?
Twitch.tv/PliskinPlays.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
At Twitch.tv/PliskinPlays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just had to.
One of my viewers were.
To make sure.
One of my viewers were watching my stream the other day, and he said Twitch.tv/PliskinPlays.
Why?
I was talking shit. All right.
We have characters in the stream.
We have characters, man. Wedgie man. Wedgie man.
You're listening to the Wedgie man.
What's up, Wedgie?
You're weird, bro.
Based in Chicago.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but like, cause I was like looking it up and I completely forgot this like even news. You heard about the GTA collection?
I've heard about it.
I completely forgot about the thing, and it happened this week.
Yeah.
What was it? I think if I'm correct on this, it's GTA 3, GTA San Andreas, and GTA. I think it was Vice City. I think
it's Vice City.
I think it was Vice City. Yeah. So 3 GTA games are coming, and they all will all be remade into HD, so it doesn't look like shit.
Oh, dude.
So it's not like the polygon or whatever shit. Yeah, they're bringing in 3 GTA games. Which, I mean, fuck it. If you're one of those people that's tired of GTA 5, and you need a GTA game to play. I mean, that's 3 games. And I feel like every GTA game is like, what, like 30 hours of story, 30 hours of gameplay or some shit. So
that's just for completion. If you want to do like all the trophies, we're talking like another 15 hours.
Yeah, so like fucking like they should like settle enough for you to wait for the next Grand Theft Auto. But,
Definitely.
As someone that had missed a lot of GTA games, I think I only played GTA 4 and what was the other GTA game I played?
5?
Whatever it was, the PSP one.
Chinatown Wars? Oh wait, no, it's DS, huh?
No, not Chinatown Wars. I know
what
you're talking about.
What was on PSP?
There was another GTA game on PSP.
PSP? What the fuck?
It must have been. Maybe it was San Andreas. I don't.
Maybe like a PSP version.
Yeah, like a PSP version of it.
Or maybe it was 3.
Maybe it was 3.
Or maybe if I see, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, but whichever. There was only that one, GTA 4, and then obviously like GTA 5. There's a lot of GTA games that I'm missing, so this collection is definitely like, it's gonna help me like catch up on the ones I missed.
So did you say remaster or remake?
I think it's no, not a remake. It's a remaster.
Oh, that's still great. 4K, 60 FPS, ray tracing.
Yeah, they're actually like they're gonna fucking like it's because back then they were all still like all polygons and shit. So they're definitely like they already said that they're like upgrading the graphics and stuff.
And a little bonus fact: they're gonna include the coffee mod in San Andreas.
Wait, the coffee mod?
It's one where you like fuck women. It's like the sex mini game.
Okay, I don't think I remember it. I don't think I played it then because
it wasn't in the game. That's why.
I don't know the meme.
Wasn't in the game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, like GTA collection for you guys. I don't think they've given the date yet. I think they just like announced that they are doing it, but
did they give like a Q? Q1, 2, 3, 4?
I don't remember. I have to check actually. But yeah, GTA trilogy for you guys coming out. That if you guys haven't played it yet,
I feel like GTA's always been like a Q4 kind of game. I don't know. Do they always release Q4? I feel like they do.
I think GTA 5 was Q4. I don't remember though.
I mean, I played fucking GTA 5 recently. Well, a couple years ago, I fucking loved it. And I played Red Dead Redemption 2 a month ago. In love with that game. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best story that Rockstar has crafted. However, I think if you're looking for pure entertainment, GTA 5 is more entertaining.
Yeah, GTA 5 is pretty good.
The writing is just so spectacular.
I love the idea of like switching between characters and then them just being in a different location.
Yeah,
like
doing random shit.
Yeah. It's like Trevor always had the weirdest one.
Yeah, he was like in a plane in his underwear, the captain of the ship kind of thing.
Fucking, I remember like I switched to him and he was just like, he woke up naked from a beach. Like what is happening? Like what happened to you? Alright, so yeah, I saw all that's the GTA trilogy, the definitive edition. It's coming to console and PC. There's no release date besides coming soon. And it's actually coming to mobile as well.
Oh shit!
It just says coming to mobile in 2022, but yeah, they said that they're still gonna retain the same feel of the old GTA's, but they will be upgraded, like the graphics on it.
Yeah, it makes me question if they're gonna be hammering down on privacy. You know what I mean? Like the guys who emulate the older games.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not exactly sure how they tackle emulator nowadays.
Steal your games while you can.
Yeah.
You hear from us. You hear from us, man.
Don't pay for.
And don't tell them we sent you.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
We didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know who told you that.
So on other news, there's been a lot of rumors recently, especially in the last couple of days, that since Sony bought Bluepoint, which we covered in the last episode, that they're going to be working on a Bloodborne remake. No, sorry, remaster and a Bloodborne 2.
A remaster? I didn't even feel like it needed a remaster. With that.
I think it does. It runs at 30 FPS.
Oh yeah, okay.
It runs at 30.
For frames, yes. I remember playing the game and you just feel chunky, dude.
Also, that game never received a PS4 Pro patch since 2015.
Was it supposed to?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, for
it's a first party.
Yeah, you're right.
First party.
You're right.
Every other.
Also, maybe maybe it doesn't need a remaster then. Yeah, maybe.
I think it needs a remaster. I mean, the game runs it's like serviceable, but the fact that it didn't receive a Pro patch and we're now in the PS5 generation, Like, we need some kind of update to that game. It's a fan favorite. It's one of the best Souls games that I've played, and it needs more love.
Man, I need to actually like play Bloodborne.
Gotta play it.
Bloodborne, man. I played a little bit of it, and I just fucking got extremely annoyed at one of the parts of the game.
I mean, now would be the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, I definitely need to like get around to finishing it, but yeah, good shit. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that they're giving Blue Point already like a bunch of like remasters to work on.
For sure. I feel like they're giving them like a list. Like, here's Metal Gear, here's Bloodborne, here's whatever other series you want to revive, and pick what you want to work on and go from there.
Speaking of Metal Gear, well, I want to hear about that.
Right, Metal Gear. I've been hearing rumors about that.
I want to hear about this, yeah.
I'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to read this article from Game Rant. So I don't know how credible these guys are, but that's like
I
that's
hear
the one that came out.
I hear a lot about this website from other people.
So it's quoted a lot, so it's probably a good sign. So I'm going to read it to you. This article's been written by Dalton Cooper. The trans. All right. So it says Sony recently acquired Bluepoint Games, a studio best known for producing critically acclaimed series of other PlayStation titles. For example, let's see, what's the one they did recently?
What's the company name again?
Bluepoint.
Bluepoint. They did
Last
Demon
Guardian.
Souls. They did Demon Souls. They did Shadow of Colossus.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh damn! This rumor comes from fucking the one and only Colin Moriarty, who I fucking highly respect in the industry.
That's all. It's probably credible then.
That's credible because that guy has a lot of years in that industry.
Yeah.
In this industry. So the rumor comes from the one and only Colin Moriarty of the Sacred Symbols podcast, which you should listen to. Speaking on Bluepoint Games, Moriarty reiterated the previous claims that Bluepoint Games is bringing Bloodborne 1 to PS5, but the studio is also going to be releasing Bloodborne 2 when they're done. We're releasing Bloodborne on PS5 as I understand, but we're going to get a sequel to Bloodborne as I've heard out of all of them. After that, Moriarty says on the podcast, end quote. So, god damn, you heard it there. That guy is typically right when it comes to rumors and speculation. He's very knowledgeable.
I feel like, yeah, having worked in IGN and just building a following, it's kind of like, it's trustworthy what he says.
He's the kind of guy who he just keeps. He's completely honest. He's brutally honest when it comes to all companies, the big three, and he's for the gamers, for the players. But yeah, I want to see a fucking Bloodborne 2.
I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for Bloodborne 2 as well.
It's a cult classic. It's one of the best games of the last 10 years, for sure.
Like I need to get into this fucking Souls hype.
Oh, dude.
I got so many like people talking about Souls games and shit, and like I feel like so left behind.
The best way to play those games is going in completely blind. So pick your poison, whether it be Demon Souls on the PS5 when you get one, or going back to Dark Souls 1, which is remade, and it's at 4K 60 FPS on the on Pro. I don't know about the base console, but they run really well. Play them without knowing anything. Like, don't watch any guides. Don't watch any tutorials.
I never do.
Because I do that for some games. Like, depending on the game, I'll watch a tutorial, like how to get the most resources to save my time, that kind of thing. But this game, don't do any research, and it's gonna be like a magical experience.
You know, I'll give it a try. I need to find some time for it.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be fucking great. But on the flip side of the coin, they're also speculating that it's going to be Metal Gear remakes, which I speculated for a long time. I think that...
Wait, what remakes for?
I think if they're going to remake any of the Metal Gear games, they're going to start from Metal Gear 1 and 2. So,
oh, shit.
So the timeline of the series goes Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Well, what's 2's name?
It's just Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake or something like that.
3 is Snake Eater, right?
Well, here's the thing. So... It's Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, and then officially the first MGS, Metal Gear Solid, is Metal Gear Solid 1. And then it goes to Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberties, and then Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. And then 4, Sons of the Patriots, and then 5, Phantom Pain.
So the first two don't count?
They're canon, but they weren't released on the PS1. Because those were on the MSX, which were a console from the 80s or 90s, I think.
Okay, got it.
Because MGS1 released 1994 or 1995, when I was like fucking swimming in my dad's, testes. I was just a little boy then.
Yeah, a swimmer.
Just a swimmer. Just another Michael Phelps. Won the race.
They said they were remakes or remasters.
I heard remakes, and that makes sense because how do you? I would keep begging this question, but how do you continue Kojima's legacy?
I don't know. I think
the question to that
unless
answer.
you bust a Star Wars where it's like they just continue without him and then they fucking get heated, like they just turn out to be terrible fucking sequels. It's like I can see them do a remake just to like get rid of Kojima's name and shit, and like that now Konami is like handling the story, I guess.
Here's the thing. Here's the answer to that question. You do not continue Kojima's legacy. You remake it, and you remake it by combining Metal Gear 1 and 2 into one game, and then continuing by remaking Metal Gear Solid 1, and then go from there. New cast, new characters, different spin.
You think Solid Snake should come back, or just no Snake, or just we get a new character?
I would suspect they'll bring him back.
Okay.
Because he's just the main character.
Okay.
Because if they do anything else, that's like you're creating like
a new game at that point.
Like a subplot, like Metal Gear Revengeance or something like that. So I mean, they could go that route too, but I mean, Survive didn't sell well, did terribly critically.
It didn't sell well?
Yeah, Survive, man. This is them continuing Kojima's legacy.
Yeah, but it's all bad.
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was so like mediocre at least.
No. The game was panned. The footage you're seeing now is Survive, and this game charges you $10 or $15 to create a new save slot.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. It's bad.
I think I remember this from the Angry Joe show.
Yes, dude. He was pissed about it.
I think I remember that.
As he should have been,
Yeah. $10 for a save?
$10 for an extra save.
Y'all got some balls.
Konami, man. So, once again, I don't think that they're going to continue. I don't think they're going to make MGS6. They're going to remake Metal Gear 1 and 2, package it together, or maybe add 2 as a DLC, and then remake the entirety of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll see where they go. But I don't think they're going to make a 6. It just doesn't make any sense, because the way the story ends at 5 is somewhat open-ended, and also, more importantly, wasn't done. It wasn't completed. So, it's just...
Cliffhanger?
Yes, but also it just wasn't finished.
Okay.
They were supposed to be 4 acts.
Yeah, I remember they took out like some DLC from it, right?
There were supposed to be 4 acts in that game. There's only 3. And so the last quarter of MGS5, you're basically replaying missions from the first 3 acts. So it's not really a 4th act, because you're just replaying missions with like, oh, get the new item that's there now, or get recover this guy who's been kidnapped, POW guy. Get him back. So it's like those kind of like errand boy missions.
You're doing like chores.
Yeah, you're doing chores, and it's just it's not a true act. It's just rehashing material that was already like given to you. So here's a new article I pulled up. It's from Tech Times. Again, I don't know if these guys are credible. I just found their article. This one is written by Asaya Richard. So it goes, a classic game remake may be coming to your way on the PS5 and Nintendo Switch, and it would be in the form of Konami's popular stealth action franchise of Metal Gear Solid.
Any Nintendo Switch?
I'm shocked. Yes, that's right. It would be the classic Metal Gear franchise to have a 4K remake and availability in modern consoles.
There's no way fucking the Switch can do that.
Fuck no, I can't even do. We can't even. Can barely do 720.
Yeah. No way.
Bullshit. Unless they do the cloud thing.
Yeah, I guess they could do cloud. I guess.
Featuring the favorite lead, Solid Snake. The latest release from one of Konami's most beloved franchises was 2015's Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain. It is one of the best games in the franchise, and it's critically acclaimed by most reviewers and critics of video games, as it focuses on the lead, Snake, and his journey as a stealth operator under Foxhound. Well, Metal Gear might be in the works, and it was revealed by a Twitter user named, I'm gonna fucking butcher this, Don't call me a racist. Fazahian Shaki? That blue name right there.
Faison Shaik. Faison Shaik.
Faison Shaq.
Faison Shaq, maybe.
It's Shaq. He's a basketball guy mostly, but he's also a fan of Metal Gear. So he spotted a LinkedIn posting and a post that looks like for a lead software engineer for a product. So they're job searching.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're looking for new people. Yeah.
So in terms of game development, this means they're in pre-production. So they're gathering the people, the resources for production.
They have the idea of the game. They just need the people to like be able to create it.
Right. So they have the vision. They maybe have the script finished. So now they're looking for talent to fill in the roles and to get this thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this seems pretty.
How long ago was this?
Like days ago.
Oh, then no, they would not have a trailer already ready.
No way.
Like
no way. We could expect that in
the most if they would announce it would literally be like, you know,
the screen capture.
Yeah, just like Metal Gear. That's all. Like that's the words Metal Gear. That's it.
Yeah, just like a flashcard.
Yeah, like okay.
Title card.
Yeah, there's no work that's been done on the game.
We shouldn't expect if this has any validity. We shouldn't expect anything for at least 2-3 years.
Even then, I think like 2 is nothing. I think to be shown.
Yeah, like a trailer.
Oh, then like
a trailer.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, I don't even like for the game to come out.
Oh no, for the game to come out, we're talking. Well, in terms of typical game development, when we look at in modern gaming, it's 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And especially a game like this, which you might very well remake either in the Fox engine or using a new engine with a new team.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's given to Sony, to let's say Bluepoint, that they're gonna have to like use a new engine. So they're gonna be using new assets, new tools. They're gonna have to make them by hand. That's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Versus if Konami made it and they could use the Fox engine, the pre-existing engine, the pre-existing assets, remake them, retool them, and do somewhat of a copy and paste from 5 Survive to this, then we could see a shorter development time. But I don't. They said a remake, so I don't see that happening.
I can't believe they're gonna remake it. Damn, they just want to erase Kojima's like name out of everything. Dude.
It's kind of like when you see a girl post a photo on Instagram and it's like 3 people. It's like the ex. It's like the girl. And then her female best friend and the ex, and it's like his face is like blurred out.
Yeah.
That's Kojima, dude.
Yeah.
He's the ex.
They put like a fucking
emoji.
On, yeah, they put an emoji on top of Kojima.
The stinker emoji, like the shit emoji, like. Fuck, that's hilarious. They did that with Kojima. That's how badly that they fucking got broken up with.
I can see. I mean, they had to do it at this point because they can't like. I feel like if they continue the story, people are just gonna be like, people are gonna be insulted either way. You continue the story, it's like, oh, Kojima would not have done this. Kojima would not have made like, you know, this and that.
Right.
But if you restart it, it's like, wow, you guys are trying to get rid of Kojima, huh? That's like fucked up.
Exactly. It's funny because Kojima is like the ex who got out of the toxic relationship, and now he's doing better. He's got a better girl and bigger titties, bigger ass, and she's nicer. And Konami's like going through the old photos and through the old videos and like remaking it. How it used to be. He's like remaking all the bullshit and making collages still, which is creepy. But yeah, I mean, Kojima obviously got the better hand out of that shit deal, but it took him a while to rebuild a new studio and to
create an amazing game with Death Stranding.
Better than Melatonin. Fuck Melatonin. I'll fucking play that game. Play that game, dude. Alright. So, moving on. Let's see. So, I'm going to talk about one release that I'm very excited about. It's coming out in less than 10 days, which I have pre-ordered, and I'm going to pre-download, and if I remember to, stream the day of. And that is the Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes, which releases October 22nd at, I assume, like it did with the last release, 8 p.m. And so this is developer of Until Dawn, Man of Dawn. They also did Little Hope, and this is going to be the 3rd entry into the Dark Pictures Anthology franchise. And it's going for $30 the day of, and I'm so fucking excited for this game, man. This series is underrated, it's underplayed, and it's a gem, and it deserves to be fucking, talked about more.
Dark Pictures Anthology?
Yeah,
They
man.
made previous games about it?
Absolutely. I mean, but here's how it works. So every game is kind of like its own contained story. So the first one took place on a ship. Second one took place in a town. This one's taking place in some kind of like desert militia area.
What's it about?
Fucking Ashley Tisdale is one of the actresses.
What?
She's in the
Oh
fucking
my
game,
God.
dude. Right? I haven't seen her. Face.
Zack and Cody, bro.
Or the flat ass since Zack and Cody.
Holy shit. She still gets work.
She's giving me like the Karen vibes. Like she's gonna be the Karen of the group for sure, dude.
That's fucking sick.
For sure. But I know the entity that is coming out in this game reminds me a lot of Predator. Because he's got that crazy vision and like the night thing, the night
thermal,
thing.
yeah,
Thermal.
Yeah.
So it's giving me like a Predator feel, and I'm fucking very excited. It's going for $30. Comes out in 10 days. What's great about the game is typically the story has about 6 main characters. And so let's say you got a couple friends over, you boot up the game. It's going to give you the list of the characters in the story. And so, like I said, 6. So let's say it's me and Eric playing. I could pick 3. He could pick 3, and we play as those characters. So when their scene pops up, I pass the controller to Eric. He plays, and it's that kind of game, as you guys know. Everyone and anyone can die.
That's fucking sick. I love those type of games, man.
So it's gonna be fucking great, dude. It's a great time.
That's a great stream game.
It's a great stream game. Yeah, dude.
How much are they for part 1 and part 2?
Part 1 and part 2 right now goes for... Well, actually, if you're thinking about buying any of those games, I highly recommend holding off. Or pre-ordering. You could buy the collection, so you get all 3 for $60.
Oh, okay, sick. They have a collection.
So they have a collection that's coming out right now for pre-order. It's out right now for pre-order. Comes out the 22nd. And if you buy it now, it gives you access to Man of Medan and Little Hope as we speak immediately. And then once House of Ashes comes out, you get access to that too.
Is it like... Is it one of those games where like it goes to from part 1 goes to translates to part 2 whatever action you made, kind of like what's it called, like Walking Dead?
No, like I said, they're completely contained. They're separate characters, separate scenarios, separate regions of the world.
Got it.
So we could play the new one and then the first one, the second one, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I don't have to play the first two, right?
No.
Okay, got it.
Like let's say the new one.
Do they reference like in part 2? Do they reference people from part 1?
They don't reference other people directly, but for example, I was playing the second game, which takes place on a town. You're there, and like I found a collectible that was in the first game. So it's very subtle things like that. But you could go in any order you really want to. Like if the ghost ship scenario catches your eye, play that, and then play whatever else you want in whatever order.
Okay, that's cool.
Highly recommend this fucking series. It's underplayed. It's cheap. It's the best Halloween like activity to do besides the movies and stuff. It's more interactive. They're easy to play. They're like the Telltales. You know, what's the other one? Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain
kind of thing.
The Quantic Dream games, basically.
They're like a more polished Telltale. Play it, stream it. You're gonna have a good time with it. So, I want to use this segment to rec some Halloween movies. And Halloween like themed games.
You guys haven't noticed with the beautiful lighting. Halloween is coming up.
Yeah.
So
very soon.
A lot of like it's time to get into that season where it's like, you know, get some good horror games. Get some good horror movies to watch. Just to get in the mood of it.
Yeah, man.
I guess movies. The only ones that I can think of that come up to the top of my head is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh,
and
fuck.
it was I can't remember the year, but it was in the 19 it's the first. It should be the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out in the 19 I don't know, the 60s or 70s.
Whenever it did.
Yeah, whenever it did. Great movie. I don't know what it is about old movies like that, but when you watch it, it feels like more like a documentary than it does like a movie.
Holy shit!
Like it feels like you're watching like real footage of like the actual like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The fuck?
Just of like how they record it. It just doesn't feel like a movie, and I really enjoy that about it.
That's really dark.
Yeah, it's very dark.
Oh
But when
god.
you see them die, it's like God. I feel like I just saw someone like actually like die. That comes to mind. Um, Us. Us. A
Ooh.
lot of the.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Us. And what is it?
Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah. A
So
lot.
good.
Those I
So
like.
good.
I feel like Jordan Peele
Jordan
lately.
Peele, comedian.
It's so weird to me. It's like I think they had interviewed him and they told him like comedians are like comedians are perfect for horror because like they'll say their jokes, but it's like you know a lot of comedians what they tell are like dark shit.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's just yeah, cause I was like watching a lot of his interviews and people were like telling him like, it's so weird for you to be like a comedian and be like and then just go to transfer into horror stuff and he's like, actually it's not that weird because it's like a lot of the stuff that we do as comedians is like we tell you guys that the way we tell it in our tone. We'll say a joke and like, cause of like a lot of jokes are stuff that we went through that were like tough for us at the moment, but then we can like are able to make a joke out about it. So it actually transferred very well into horror. It's
Absolutely.
like yeah, it's instead of like telling it in a comedic way, we're just telling it in like you know in a more of a dark way. So it's like comedians and like horror and like people that make horror like they go hand in hand, and it's like oh that's true. Like it's just like a lot of the jokes that comedians make are just like the shit that they went through, and it's like it's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of social truths. It's underlying truth. It's truth to it's like truth, but then I don't know how to explain. It's like truth to the quarter to the power of two. I don't know how to say it any better than that, but comedy and horror, two sides of the same coin. From,
Yeah,
in terms
exactly.
of writing, and they're very similar.
Yeah, so those are like three like I guess horror movies that I'm able to think of at the moment that I really liked a lot.
For me, recently in recent time, I really liked Cabin in the Woods.
Oh wait, whoa! I forgot to mention one more movie. I watched it on Netflix. I thought it was pretty good. Some movie called Hush, and it was on Netflix, and it's basically a deaf lady. It's basically a deaf lady. She's in her house. Quick synopsis: deaf lady in her house. She's being taken care of by like a babysitter. Not a babysitter, but like someone that just takes care of her. I believe it's her neighbor. Neighbor leaves her house, says goodbye, and immediately gets murdered by some guy with a white mask. And it's a robber, and he kills her, and then he sees a deaf lady inside the house. He makes a noise. He sees that she doesn't react. Then he tries to make a louder noise. He sees that she's not reacting, and he's like, "Oh shit, she's deaf." Like, alright,
Shit in here.
so this is gonna be like the easiest kill, cause like she can't hear me at all, and that's the whole premise of the movie, is like her trying to like live, trying to survive, but like the entire movie is just like quiet. You can't hear shit because it's like deaf and everything. It's really cool. It's an interesting premise. But yeah, that's the other movie I forgot to mention.
So that reminds me that the polar opposite of that movie would be, in terms of horror, Don't Breathe, which is my first recommendation.
Yeah, I've been
So
told
fucking
about it.
good.
I've been told about it. Yeah,
Loved it. It's similar premise. Old man's he lived in a house. I think he's either blind or deaf or one of the two, maybe both. And he's blind because he has the good hearing. So he's blind. He gets robbed by three men. So they break into the house.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but he just deals with it, and he's a badass. He's like an older daredevil who probably is slightly racist. All good, but very good movie. Watch it.
You ever
It's
watch
great.
Don't Breathe 2 or no?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I really want to see it. So another movie I would recommend to you guys, Cabin in the Woods. We've seen it. Pretty good.
I don't even. Oh, you know what? I remember that.
Yeah, we saw it at Tony's house.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it. It's entertaining. Had fucking Thor in it.
Weird
ending. The ending was really random.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, enjoyed it. That ending was so like,
it was kind of taking itself a little too seriously.
Mind blowing. I'll say it's just
the stakes were like a little too high.
Yeah, felt like I was watching an Avengers movie, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyhow, that's another good movie I recommend. The premise is these four horny college kids get somehow enticed to rent out this cabin in the woods,
Like
and
Chris Hemsworth is
in the movie. He's kind of like a creepo kind of guy,
sure.
and shit happens as it always does. So recommend that one.
Do you remember that movie where they played I think it was like spin the bottle or something, and they ought to do like what was it, a truth or dare? Remember they're in the cabin and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I've heard about it.
It was at Anthony's place. Remember?
We saw it.
Yeah, it was how do I? It's like this friend is making them play like a truth or dare, or like how do I? I'm trying to figure a way to like explain
I don't know
the movie, but yeah, I'll think about it later.
Okay. So what's another movie I could recommend to you guys that's pretty scary and that you probably haven't seen? I would recommend it's got horror elements. Oh, I almost forgot. The Evil Dead. Watch it. The first one.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah.
It's a classic. I saw it early this year. It's fucking amazing.
Comedy, bro.
It's great. It's great. It's low budget, but I've noticed this detail across all mediums, all forms of art, and it's this: limitation equals creativity.
Yeah.
And I noted that with Kojima. We're just talking about Metal Gear. The first game Metal Gear 1, he wanted to make it into a action game, but because it was so technologically limited, he had to make it so the soldier avoided conflict, which inspired the stealth genre. And with bands like the Black Keys, were these two-piece rock and roll bands, they had to fill a whole band's mix with just two guys, in a live setting, which is really hard to do, but they pull it off and they create very creative music and some of my favorite music of the current day. And then what's another good example?
I don't know why I think of like the Joker.
The Joker, comedian. You know.
Yeah.
It's just I always had that hunch where limitation equals creativity.
Uh-huh.
But where the fuck was I going with this? So Evil Dead, the movie was underfunded, understaffed, and look what came out, a fantastic fucking horror movie. So great movie. Check it out. It's almost like a comedy. Sam Raimi, who directed the Spider-Man franchise, where you probably know him for. And so check it out. I think there's like 3 entries to the movie.
Yeah, I believe there's 3.
There's 3. Check them out. So horror games. What are some horror games we could recommend to these guys?
Little Nightmares. I need to play that for sure. I need you to play that.
Oof.
I don't think I really have like a lot of horror games that come to mind. I guess Until Dawn counts as one.
Ooh, yeah.
But I don't think I have that much of a horror catalog besides Fear. Fear was like an old such an old game that I had played before that I got like scared of. Dead Space 1. That is a game I soon as I finish. That is a game that I promised myself that after I finish Metroid Dread, going straight into that. For sure, I'm just gonna finish that. I need to finish that. Besides the remake is about to come out. I just need to get that done already. So, those are the games I feel like I would recommend at the moment.
Dude, yeah, those are some great games. For me,
and obviously the Outlast and shit or whatever.
Outlast is, of course, it's a modern classic.
Yeah.
That game single-handedly inspired a whole subgenre of horror. I would recommend
fucking Slender Man.
that game took over the fucking world for a second.
Dude, yeah, there's so many fucking videos about that shit.
Yeah, thanks to fucking PewDiePie.
Like when he caught you, it was literally fucking a still image. It's so stupid. But yeah, that fucking PewDiePie just made that shit so popular.
Yeah, and Flappy Birds.
Flappy Birds too.
But that's a good game. I like that game. It's cool. So, I would recommend that game. I'm also gonna want to recommend. I think I've recommended it before. I want to see Metro. That kind of has horror elements.
I could see that.
So I could definitely recommend that one. It's got psychological horror as well. What else would I recommend besides maybe the Telltale stuff if you haven't played it? The Walking Dead, season 1, 2, 3, Michonne's miniseries, the 100th extra episode. What else is good? That's a horror game. That's come out recently. Yeah, I mean, what else could I recommend besides the classics? You know, like Resident Evil. You know, RE2, RE3, the remakes, 4, 5, 6.
If you guys have any horror games, actually, like, let me know.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
We're kind of fucking dried out of ideas right now.
Yeah, I kind of need some horror games and horror movies as well. So if you guys have any like good ones, let me know.
Yeah, man. All right, that's about it. I do have one more point here, but it's about the woman who wrote about if you're a man and you play video games, you're a man child and you're a cuck and you're an incel.
God, that's such an old topic. I completely forgot about that.
We can slightly cover that before we end the show.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. What was your argument again?
The argument is you're being unproductive. You're a man child. You're too old. You should.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, my fucking 2 cents about that whole thing. If you're arguing that video games is such a waste of time and all that, but you are interested in the Kardashians, you're interested in football, you're interested in any other form of media, I do not see how that is like any different than to just video games, which is a hobby. I completely understand if like say for this lady, if your husband or whatever is spending like 90% of his time and like all of his money going to video games instead of like his family, I can completely understand that. It should be like a 50-50, like, it should be reasonable. He's not going like, if it gets to the point like, should I feed my kid or should I buy the new game? It's like, that I get that, that makes sense.
Yeah, he doesn't need diapers, he can shit on the bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, I can see your argument like, what are you doing? But it's like, if you enjoy video games as a pastime and it's one of your favorite things, it's like, I do not see why this, especially for video games that have the rated M mature, like, I don't know why people think that this is a kid thing. I don't get why people think this is just a phase where it's like, video games are just like, at a certain age you should stop already, or that it's a waste of time. But then you see them enjoy like astrology, yeah, like like that's real. That they spend their time reading on astrology. They spend their time
tarot cards,
looking at these models, reading up on celebrities, on their lifestyle, and knowing what they're doing every day. But video games are a waste of time. It's like you completely lost the argument on me, and I don't understand why you see video games as a threat or why you think it's such a waste of time when it's really just an escape for us. That's like a fun hobby, really.
Exactly. She prefers men, chasing balls and fake asses.
Yeah.
And lips. That's all good, but that's her preference, and I like playing games. I like, doing co-op multiplayer stuff, and she likes reading about the fucking the prince and the queen in England. That's all good, but
everyone has their own hobbies. I don't know, like, just like everyone, like, everyone has their own hobbies. I don't know why you have to insult a hobby when it's like you completely don't understand it and you're just like talking shit about it.
She sounds pleasant to be around.
Yeah, I would have like dinner with her for
sure.
You'd have
her?
Yeah.
You'd have her?
I would. But I don't know. It's like the people that make the argument of that video games cause people to become murderers and then this. There's
no correlation.
Yeah, there's no correlation, and I a lot of the arguments are completely stupid to me. It's like, it's a hobby. It's like, I do not see why you fucking are attacking people for enjoying having a hobby. I don't really get it, especially in a hobby that doesn't hurt anyone.
Those are the people to watch out for.
I don't know. Every time I read articles like that, it's just like, it's stupid. It's like you could tell the other person on the other side is completely ignorant. So that's my 2 cents about that article.
You remember Michael Jackson? You're ignorant. No.
Yeah.
In South Park. You ignorant.
I haven't seen the fucking South Park in a minute.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, ignore that article. Block it, please.
Alright, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe, the whole thing. And we'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy your Halloween. Don't touch the candy. Don't get in the van. And have a good one.
Careful with the candy. Bye.
Yeah, don't snort it. Bye.